Welcome to the Wisdom to Wealth podcast. This is the podcast where I get to interview the wealthiest entrepreneurs and business owners in the world. I am your host, Shamar Starcox, TV producer and marketing coach. My goal is to help 6 and 7 figure business owners get seen, get paid, and live free by creating binge-worthy videos on social media. I am also the founder of the Convert Content to Cash Challenge. So if you are a business owner, you want to learn how to create content that sells in 5 days or less, feel free to DM the word challenge accepted on Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn, and I will personally send you an invite. Today, we have the powerful Michelle Thames with us. She is a marketing trailblazer, an acclaimed podcaster, and a trusted monetization strategist. With a passion for empowering women entrepreneurs, she has established herself as a dominant voice in digital marketing. In addition to her marketing work, Michelle is the creator and host of the highly rated global podcast, Social Media Decoded. Michelle is also the founder of the Elevate and Empower coaching community and coaching group. Her community and programs equip ambitious women entrepreneurs with the know-how to increase their visibility, attract the right clientele, and monetize their skills using organic marketing. Michelle, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I am super excited to be here.
Yes, and I'm excited for you to share your story with everyone. So let's just jump right in. Take us on your journey from zero to wealth, how you started to how you got here.
Absolutely. So, after I got fired back in 2016 from my corporate job in healthcare, I really didn't have a plan B. I was abruptly fired, but fortunately for me, I did have my blog to fall back on. I had started to become a natural hair blogger and influencer back in 2009 when the natural hair movement was on and popping. But I had my side hustle, which was my blog and content creation. So I leaned all the way into my gifts and my skills. And I eventually landed a digital marketing role with the one of the top now beauty and hair care brands, Mael Organic. So I was able to help them in the beginning to build the entire foundation of their digital marketing and social media. And that experience just led me to it opened my eyes. Number one, I got so much experience, hands-on experience running digital marketing for a business. And I think it also helped me with the confidence to be able to say, well, if I could do this for this company, I know that I can do this for more people, for more women. So I took a leap of faith and decided to build my digital marketing agency. That was when I had my aha moment. I realized that visibility online changes everything. And so I wanted to be visible for myself and continue to build my personal brand and also teach other women how to do the same thing.
I love it. I love that this was like, I feel like oftentimes when I have business owners come on here, their story starts with, well, I was fired or I quit my job. It always starts with letting something go, like leaving something in the past so that we can move forward in what God has for us. And here you are, like you got fired from that job, but you leaned into blogging. And then from there was able to land a company where they were just starting up. And now you're one of the reasons why they're so successful. And you recognize, this is my favorite part, where you said visibility online is so important. I help business owners and I help them to understand that when people see me, they pay me. If they don't see you, you're not getting paid. And oftentimes business owners, they still have it in their mind that they need to be offline. They have to do this old slow marketing is how I like to call it, right? They're still thinking that people are building businesses brick by brick, when in all actuality, we're building it click by click. That is the society that we are in now. So I love that you had that revelation, and now you're able to help so many business owners, women entrepreneurs at that, be able to create this visibility and profitability online. So let me ask you this question: when you got fired, what was your mindset that helped you to go into blogging? Like for you, it wasn't like, let me look for another job. I don't know if there's any fear there, but talk us through the mindset on how you were able to step into purpose.
Whew. Mindset is everything. I really did have to unlearn the idea that I needed permission to show up because I grew up thinking that success was tied to titles. I literally have a podcast episode that I just released last week about titles or stability. So when that was taken away from me, I kind of struggled and I said, I went to school, I got this degree, I did all these things. What am I supposed to do? So I really had to get serious. Number one, about therapy. Journaling is something that I am definitely getting back to is something that I tapped into then. And just surrounding myself with women who were doing what I wanted to do, who were doing it afraid. I did this afraid. I did not know what the outcome would be. I just said, God's got me. He said, I got you, and we're going to make this work. And I believe that when God gives you a vision, He also equips you with what you need to walk it out, what you need to do with it. And so mindset is everything, just period.
I love that. And I love that you said that you got a therapist. Like some people feel like, oh, I don't want to talk to a therapist. It's not going to help. But you recognize if I'm going to build something successful, I have to work on me first. I have to take care of me first. So let's talk about some of your clients. How do you help them to increase their visibility? And this is a two-part question. How do you help them increase their visibility? And how do you help them to get over the fear of either being on camera or being seen on social media?
Oh, this is a good one. A lot of women are very afraid of showing up on camera, but I always teach my clients that the visibility is our superpower. Okay. You cannot be the best kept secret, like you were saying, and expect consistent clients. Now, I am not the person that's going to tell you that you need to be everywhere. I am very strategic. You may see me online and I'm everywhere, but let's remember that this is over 15 years of me showing up online. So if we are just starting out, that is super impossible for you. So number one is visibility is your superpower. Number two is, and I think I've coined this, okay? This is like my term, so don't be trying to take this, y'all. Build a digital ecosystem, okay? One piece of content isn't enough. You need systems that work for you even when you're offline. So what I like to do is take one piece of content, which is your main platform. And as I'm saying this, I am getting back to this too, because we get pulled into all of the shiny objects, right? And just this week, I said, Michelle, you're going to focus on your digital ecosystem, which is you're going to create one long form piece of content, whether that be a blog, whether that be your YouTube, your podcast. For me, it's going to be my podcast. And around that, you are going to create other pieces of content that support that for what you're doing. And then the third thing is that your story sells. People buy from people. They don't buy from just, randomness. They buy you because they like you. They like your personality. I just landed a client recently for a high ticket service to help her build her podcast because she liked my personality. She liked what I brought to the table. But then she did a research on me, was able to search me online and see that I was the right fit person for her. So people buy from people, and by you sharing your real journey, I think that builds connection. And so I try to share my story as much as possible. You should have your story memorized. You see, when I came on this podcast, Star asked me, Michelle, tell us your story. My story is I was fired and I was able to lean in on my passions and my skills and build off of that. So those are the three things that I like to start off with my clients. And like, I do have a framework. It's called the VIP visibility framework. So that is the first place where we start with our clients.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Getting back to basics, getting back to simplicity and the foundation, which is focusing on one piece of long form and then being able to repurpose that. I actually hosted a live on that on LinkedIn. Yeah, it's really like people were loving it. Like, what? It's like they don't even know that that's what you should do. They're creating content for every platform. So I love that you have this. I love that you coined it. I'm sure that your business owners are actually thriving from it. Now, you said something that was very interesting. You said, I am not the person who's going to push you to be everywhere, even though I'm everywhere. This is over a period of 15 years. I'm sure when somebody just heard that, they were able to breathe because there are business owners, gurus that tell you got to be everywhere. And I am a firm believer that you should be everywhere. We want to be omnipresent like Jesus is, but the way that Michelle did it is how you want to do it. You do not want to exhaust yourself trying to be on every platform. None of the platforms are converting for you. You're barely getting any views. You're barely getting any engagement. Like what I tell my clients is pick a platform, don't matter which one. Your clients are on every platform. I get some business owners where they're still stuck in the mindset of LinkedIn is the only way I can sell high ticket. It's not. Okay. Me and Michelle, we both sell high ticket on Instagram. I also sell it on TikTok. Do you sell it on TikTok too, Michelle?
Whew, I ain't got into TikTok, but I do. A lot of my clients are on TikTok. I have a client who is a holistic nutritionist, and she's killing it on TikTok.
Exactly. So it really is just a mindset. I think what happened was in 2020, there was a lot of you got to hop on trends, you got to sing and dance, and that scared a lot of the more successful business owners where they're like, I don't want to do that. Like one of my clients now, she pretty much said that to me. She said she had hired a social media manager who told her she had to lip sync stuff. And I was like, absolutely not. That doesn't even make any, doesn't even work with your
Doesn't make
brand.
any sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. Did you want to add to that before I ask you the next question?
Oh no, because we could be talking all day about that girl.
That part right there. Okay. So tell us, how are you helping others achieve their own wealth or their business goals? Like, so how are you helping them to do that?
So many different ways. Just like I was saying, the visibility framework, right? Really, like you were saying, I love the omnipresence, but also working on our mindsets and showing up, but not being so afraid to do that. Knowing that when I do show up, I will, the clients will come, right? I like to help women, especially women over 40. I think that we tend to, not be as confident, right? But you have the skills, you have so much life skills, so many skills from your corporate job or however your life has been, right? And so I really do help women, and I like to say my three-part method: to get visible, to attract more clients, and to monetize. And so I'm very, like I said, strategic about how I show up, whether that's your podcast, whether that's your YouTube channel, whether that is email. Showing up matters. It matters.
Come on now. That is so powerful. And I love that you have this. I love that your main messaging is helping people to become visible. What are some of the benefits of being visible, more visible in your business?
Getting more clients, attracting more clients, and not just more clients. Let's go back. The specific right fit dream clients, because you can attract the wrong people. I think I really help women with their messaging to really focus in on who are you talking to. And I literally just, me myself, right? I felt like I was all over the place not too long ago, and I really had to bring myself back to say, no, Michelle, you help women build personal brands, and that personal brand is going to get them visible. That is what I really focus on, right? Because I myself, I am the brand. If you see me everywhere, you see Michelle. Michelle is the brand. Michelle's speaking on stages. Michelle's speaking on podcasts. Michelle's hosting events. I'm the brand. You are the brand. So you have to embody that. That is how you're going to attract those clients. And it's not everybody. Everybody's not going to like me. Everybody doesn't like me. That's fine. I have 37,000 Instagram followers. All of those people are not my clients. They are not. But someone in that 36,000 or the hundreds of thousands of people that I have cumulatively online are my clients. And so I think if you have that mindset to know that not everybody is your client, you will succeed. But again, focusing on that messaging piece. Who is it that you actually help, right? And so I was working with my web designer recently, and she was like, you should stick to and saying personal brands, right? Even though I do have a digital marketing agency, it's boutique, right? I really don't promote that a lot because we have, we have clients and I get referrals, but really focusing on that woman who wants to build a personal brand, who wants to be seen for her expertise, who wants to speak on stages, who wants to speak on podcasts like this, who wants to get flown out to events. Like I'm getting flown out next month to Florida to speak at an event because of my visibility. So that's really what I help clients with. I hope I answered the question, but really that messaging piece is the first thing that we need to tackle and overcome, because if your message isn't clear, you're talking to everybody and you're talking to nobody at the same time.
That part right there, you more than answer the question, because as you said, it's not just the clients, it's the opportunities that you get, right? Like I get my clients and I let them know, here's how we're going to help you to be seen so that you can get on bigger stages and you can have high profile podcasts reaching out to you and asking, can you join us, right? Like when God gave us our businesses, it wasn't for us to reach just one person. Although some people, they approach their social media like that. I'm going to post this video, and if I could just reach one person, and I'm like, that's settling. Why are you trying to reach one person? Not even Jesus. Jesus didn't come from his throne in heaven to reach one person. He came to reach the world. And so there's a lot of business owners where God has called their businesses to reach the world, and they thought that they were just going to be on planes every now and then. But God was like, I'm just going to have you put out this video content. It's going to reach the nations and it's going to enter rooms before you even do. So I love that you talked about the opportunities that you're able to get even when you're posting the content on social media and you're able to get that visibility. So let me ask you this question. for those who are listening right now and they're thinking to themselves, social media is childish, or social media may hurt my brain, or I'm a private person, so I don't want to share that much. What advice would you offer to them where they know, like, I should be on social media, but they have these limiting beliefs?
You don't have to share your whole life. You may see me on social media and feel like you know me, but I want to tell you, you don't really know a lot. You know what I choose to share. I think that we feel like social media or places like Facebook is a diary. It is not your diary. Be very strategic. I am very strategic about the content that I post. If it is not going to benefit me or give value in some type of way or get in front of clients, get visibility, I'm not posting it. I'm not just posting random content like cats and dogs and things that I like or sharing other people's things. I think that yes, social media did start out like that, right? Facebook did start out like that. But as we have evolved, especially if you are a business owner, I think you should be treating social media strategically. It is not childish. You may think it's childish because of your mindset about it. If you approach social media with the mindset of this is a free tool that I have at my fingertips every single day, and I can reach hundreds of thousands of people with just one app, I want to have a strategy for that. So not thinking that, oh, I'm going to show this bin so, Billy can come and do whatever. No, like you want to be strategic about how you're posting and why and what it really like, what is it, the real goal behind what you're doing? So I think a lot of people do have a misconception when it does come to social media, especially with sharing. So you don't have to share your whole entire life. We don't want to hear about your whole entire life, but we do want to hear about the things that are unique to you. We do want to know more about you, and you can share more about you in a way that doesn't compromise your privacy. I'm a very private person. I mean, we have things going on and so many other things that no one even knows about me, right? And so I think again, when you're building a personal brand, I know it says personal, right? So you have to get personal, but you don't have to get that personal.
Ooh, so good. I heard someone say it like this. They were like, this is not a reality show. You do not have to be documented everything going on in your life. And I really love that you shared. I have things going on too, but I share what I choose to share, right? Like there are some people where they just share everything, and I'm like, that's not tactful. But especially when you're a business owner, you want to share from an empowered space. You don't want everybody all up in your business like it's a diary. And now they're trying to give you advice and you trying to get clients. No one's going to want to work with you if you're coming off like this is a diary. So I love that you really meant, like, you identified that and you differentiated that. Like, social media is a free marketing tool. I always say that too. So when I heard you say it, I'm like, come on, right in the same alley. You don't have to pay for ads for this. You don't have to pay to be on social media. All you have to do is create your content, post it so that it can attract your dream clients. And guess what? No money went into that, just time, right? So there, I remember having a client who said to me, let's be real. Are people really making six figures from social media platforms? I said more than six figures. And at the time I was building, I had just started. He asked me, how much money did you make? And we were probably 6 months into the year. I said, $60,000. I'm on track. And after that, he stopped talking. He started taking notes. I'm like, yeah, there are some people, the limiting belief, and especially if you've been in business for a long time and you didn't grow up doing it on social media, they think the only way to acquire a client is that you have to be in person with them. You have to be in different types of networking spaces. That's not the only way. Social media has allowed you to reach a lot of people in a short amount of time. And that's one of the reasons why I love teaching it to my clients too. So I just loved what you were sharing about that. And so let me ask you this question. I hope that you're ready for this.
Oh no.
What do you feel is your biggest blind spot in your business when it comes to getting to the next level? And how are you addressing it?
You had to take it here, right?
I know, right?
Honestly, right now is delegation. Um, as someone who's a multi-passionate entrepreneur, I still find myself wanting to touch everything in the business. Even this week, I have recently hired a online business manager and someone to help with content, and it is a struggle. Okay, I have been doing a lot of this myself, and I know you may look at me and like, oh my god, Michelle, you've been doing all this stuff like yourself. Yes, I have been a solopreneur. I do have help in our digital marketing agency and my husband, and we have a business partner, but I still find myself just wanting to touch everything, but I'm getting better. We have built systems today. I just put all the tasks in ClickUp. And so we're going to have a meeting this week so that I can really stay focused on my zone of genius, which is teaching, creating, and strategy. And if I can't stay focused on those three things, I'm going to crash and burn. And I found myself recently like almost at this crash and burn point, and God was like, you need to hire help. So that is my biggest blind spot right now, what I'm really working on, and something that I know because I'm doing this now, that in 6 months from now I'm going to look back and breathe and make even more money because I'm not so muddled in the everyday to-dos.
Ooh, you answered that question perfectly. That delegation piece. It also lets you know what level you are at when it comes to your business, because in order to scale, you need to have a team. And we can get into the mindset of I have to do everything. Like that's where I'm at. I went back to that. So last year, I God told me to start building a team. He was like, if you don't build a team, you're gonna exhaust yourself. Honey, I built that team and I still exhausted myself because it felt like they didn't know what they were doing. I'm like, why do I have to train you on your position? You should know this. So it was like very frustrating and annoying. So now the team is gone and it's just me. No, I still have my team. I still have some team members. But for the most part, I'm like, I'm just going to do this myself. And I started getting to that point again where it was like, you're doing too much. Like that's what the team is for, because like you said, you want to be in your zone of genius, which is creating and teaching and really helping your clients, not you having to put everything on and do everything yourself. That's not the point of the business. Maybe when you're starting out, but you get to a point in your business, it's like it's time to scale, and I can't scale without a team. I mean, even Jesus had a team. When he started his ministry, the first thing he did was get that team. He was like, I ain't doing this by myself. And what makes the team so powerful is when you're gone, they're picking up exactly where you left off. And so I love that. So I see the legacy of your business just continuing on. Even if you choose, I want to sell it, even if you choose, I'm going to pass it down for the generation, even if you choose, I'm going to walk away from it, there's a legacy that's going to live on, all because you built that team. So thank you so much for sharing that and sharing how you were getting through it. So for those who are watching right now and they're really, hey, Christiana was with us last week. For those who are watching right now and they're really interested in how they can work with you, please tell them how they can work with you, and I'll drop your links in the chat as you're speaking.
Yes, no, I am super excited. So, as I stated, I help women entrepreneurs. So, whether you're a coach, consultant, creative who's ready to get visible and paid, okay. And I think I've been definitely coining that, or I mean, I know I mean, even you say that. There's so many people that say that too, right? But really, I want to help you get visible and paid, and I would love to support you. I do have an Elevate and Empower Entrepreneurs community. It is a community that I am building. I have been building for the last 2 years. I'm not someone who just built a community and just started saying, okay, now everybody come. No, I wanted to make sure this community was right, that people were actually getting results from this. So I have my Elevate and Empower Women's Entrepreneur community. My book is coming out soon. So I hope you stay tuned for that. My website as well. I hope to be completed very soon. Like this is a process, y'all. It's not like you can just, and like you said, delegating. I'm delegating these things. So it's just a process. I do have my free 7-day visibility challenge. If you are someone who is like, Michelle, I'm really ready to get visible. And guess what? It's all audio. So you don't even have to be at your computer. You can listen to this on the go. And the reason why I've moved more towards audio is because I know so many women entrepreneurs are working 9 to 5s, you're moms, you're doing all these things, and you don't have time to sit down necessarily and watch a 60-minute webinar. So I am moving towards actually all audio. I love my podcast so much that I am going to have a large portion of audio courses, audio challenges, and things like that. So my 7-day visibility challenge will be delivered straight to your inbox, okay? Straight to your inbox every day. And I also do have a $17 audio course. It's called Visible and Visible and Booked, right? Because once you get visible, you're going to get booked. So that is how you can work with me and start building your digital ecosystem today. I would love if you could follow me at Michelle L. Thames on Instagram. That is where I hang out the most. And I'm on every other platform as Michelle Thames.
Of course, I was still muted. Love it, love it, love it. So I did drop the links in the chat for the visibility workshop as well as your coaching community. It's also on Instagram. If those of you who are on Instagram, you could just grab, copy, and paste it. For those of you who are going to join us on the replay, it will be in the caption so you can get access to Michelle. Again, she is on every platform. So it's Michelle Thames everywhere else. Instagram is Michelle L. Thames, so that you can get access to her. And congratulations on releasing your book. You said it's launching soon, right?
Yes, it has been a long time coming. I've probably been in the process of writing this book for the last 3 years. I'm in the editing phase, supposedly at the end of April. So hopefully, fingers crossed that this book will be released. And of course, it's going to be about, what do you think, right? How to build your personal brand so that you get visible, attract more clients, and monetize your business. So I'm really excited about that. Just really excited about all the things that are happening. I want to just say that sometimes we plant seeds and it may not bloom into another season. I feel like the seeds that I planted in 2023 are just starting to bloom now in 2025. And so I've had to remain just consistent and continue to move forward, especially with this messaging, right? I think that once we can start to change up things, it's like, well, what are you really known for? What do you really do? Who do you really help? And so really sticking to that, I think, has been beneficial for me. And I'm ready to rock and roll and keep going, keep growing.
Yes, I love that you shared that. The seeds you planted in 2023, there is harvest season 2 years later. And I really love that, right? Because you're in social media and there are so many social media gurus that are like, make $100,000 in a day if you just started your business yesterday. And it's like, that's not going to happen. Like, you could make $100,000 in a day. It's going to take time to do it. So I really love that you talked about that. That's the power of sowing and reaping. And I want to share just a couple of comments that came through on Instagram. Six Figure Cleaning Business said, that's where I'm at. I'm constantly reminding myself to let them handle it. They're referring to when you were talking about having your team and having to let them to delegate. And then there are a lot of people who are just agreeing with you. They're encouraged to hear, especially when you just shared about sowing the seeds in 2023 and being able to reap in 2025. I feel like it takes the pressure off, especially because a lot of us, like, we're not new to our expertise. Like, a lot of people, they've been in their career for over 20 years, over 14 years, and you can feel like I'm doing something wrong if you don't see the fruit right away. But this really is a long journey and it takes time. You'll see some wins along the way, but you won't see the full fruit yet. It's going to take some time. So I love that you shared that. Thank you so much, Michelle, for dropping your wisdom today on Wisdom to Wealth podcast. You have been such a blessing to us. Thank you for all of you who joined us on YouTube. You joined us on Instagram. You are engaging with us. Again, the replay will be available on YouTube, LinkedIn, and no, not Instagram, just YouTube and LinkedIn. So if you want to get access to Michelle's visibility workshop as well as her coaching community, you can get access to the links there. So I just want to thank you all for joining us. We will be back again with new podcast episodes. I think it's the second week of April. So that'll probably be April 7th. We'll be back because we're going to be on a little break. You all have a wonderful day.